Hello and welcome. This video is brought to you by the StreamingAdvisor.com. Tailor your entertainment with streaming. And today what we're going to do is show you how to set up the Mohu Channels. Mohu Channels is an Android-based device that you hook up to an antenna in order to add Android apps to a live TV antenna setup. This is sort of a different approach than, say, using something like a Fire TV or a Roku and then integrating some sort of an antenna through a DVR in that manner, like we've shown you in the past. So what we're looking at right here is the load screen from Mohu. A little information on this device. It has a RF jack. It has one HDMI port. It does have 10 by 100 Ethernet. It does have Wi-Fi, though it's not as strong as I've seen in the past. And it has an ARM dual-core Cortex A9 1.5 gigahertz processor. So it's a little older than some of the processors we've seen in more recent history, like the quad cores. So this is what you get when it starts. It gives you a little tour of the basics of the device. You can train your remote. What this is you would set it up so that you actually make another remote work with the device. I'm not going to do that. Here, you select your time zone. We are on the East Coast. They make it very, very obvious where you are. Sometimes you're thinking, well, is this Eastern right, or am I, East Coast time, or so, we're in North Carolina. That's the one right there. Can you identify your home state? You better be able to. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go with the 12-hour clock. You can change it to 24. You can have the military time if you like. You have 2 language settings. We are English speakers in this household. And go next. Here you can choose the way that you connect to the internet. I find the most dependable way to connect to the internet is Ethernet. Since I've got that choice, I'm going to go ahead and do so. And what this is going to do is find my internet connection. I am now connected. Okay, so we're going to continue. And what this is going to do now is show you how to make sure you have your antenna set up correctly. This, of course, is an antenna. That's the, oddly enough, looks a lot like a Mohu antenna. I wonder if that's because, this is a Mohu product. This is the channels, and so it shows you a nice diagram of exactly how to set it up. You plug this into that, that into that, plug the power supply into an outlet, go figure. But I like the way that this is all set up to work. What this is implying is, like, I've got the Ethernet cable connection, and you choose your country, USA or Canada, and go ahead and enter your information. You'll notice a cursor. That is a nice feature. This device comes with an Air mouse with a full keyboard. It has a full keyboard and the cursor. It also has some video controls, volume, mute. It's not bad at all. So we're in Raleigh. That's 27609, and we're gonna go ahead and scan for the channels. Where it says some data provided by rabbit ears here, what that means is, what this does is it provides you the sort of metadata that you would get from, say you had cable or something like that. Digital cable will tell you what's on what, plot, information like that. So we'll go ahead and let this load. I know I usually don't make you watch these loading videos, but I felt like in this case we would use the little green line. Just so you know, we have an entire series on the Mohu Channels showing everything from setting up apps, setting up Kodi. Yes, you can use Kodi on this. Using the browser, taking things out of it, and a general tour of the device in general. For our purposes, for the most part, we're just going to show you how to set your channels up, which we're doing right now, and then we will wrap up the video. Come on now, scan away, buddy, scan away. Your time for scanning is all going to depend on how many channels you have and how much power your antenna has. This is actually using the Mohu 30 antenna right now. That is one of their lower end ones. They have everything from amplified antennas to 60-mile ranges that can get a little bit more than 60 miles ranges. And we're almost done. And let's see what we picked up here. Kind of like pulling in the fishing line. Alright, now it's getting the information. Well, this looks like a much faster process. The EPG is actually the episode guide kind of information. This is going to be, Seinfeld, episode 5. Jerry has some sort of a problem with somebody else's personal quirks and doesn't understand the irony that he has many too. Essentially the plot line of every episode of Seinfeld. Okay, so this is going to show you the channels that you can pick up on with this setup right now. It looks like we've got 16 channels, and we will just scan through them real quick. And next. If you want to, you can always rescan. Now it gives you a nice little layout of the overall screen as you see it. This is sort of like what comes in the foldable instruction manual that it comes with. It identifies every single main icon. It shows you that you can use the directional buttons, of course, and gives you an idea of what you're going to see. And here it is. This is what it looks like. These are all of your channels. At least everything that we can get here on that scan. Like I said, depending on where you live, you might have 50 channels, I don't know. It comes installed with the Google Play Store. My Media is for accessing your media, duh. Not everything is set up to work right now. For some reason, the UPnP does not do that. See, it says no item, we'll add later. NAS, that is if you have a separate storage device, like a hard drive with movies and music, you can play it through this. And of course, it has a USB port, and you can use up to USB 2.0. And from here, you would access that. It also actually accesses whatever is on the overall hard drive. But right now, there's nothing to access. So, this is what you get. It has a Google browser. It comes with YouTube installed. And like I said, you add Android apps to the Play Store. And we have videos that show you how to do that. I think that this is a pretty neat way to approach TV. And you see what I was talking about? And see, now you can see what this is. You can even look at the schedule. Oh, I wonder what El Rostro is. Oh, how interesting. There's probably some people out there watching this saying, you don't even know what you're reading. And I have to say, I've got to admit that's true. Do not speak Spanish. Please don't say mean things about me in Spanish in the comments. But this is how you set up Mohu Channels for a basic setup. I'm Ryan Downey, the streaming advisor. If you like this video, please subscribe, share this with your friends. And if you have a Mohu Channels, I hope you found somewhere that can help you. Stream on, my friends.